Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Corner House Chronicles. I am John.
I'm Jason. Good to see you.
And with us this week
I'm Chris.
is Chris.
Oh, look at that.
Chris
we
is
got
here.
A guest.
Great Scott.
Hello.
He's in the building. So it took me a little bit longer than a whole day to shovel all the snow off of my concrete just so we'd have a place to come into the garage. And I'm done with the snow.
Did you only do it once today?
Nope. Yeah, today, yeah. Twice yesterday. I don't believe in snow blowers just yet. My back's still kind of healthy, but
Feeling young.
I am going to feel it tomorrow, I'll tell you that. Unless the Motor City Brewing Works summer beer has a little something to say about that.
Ooh, nice drop.
Nice drop. Well, we have to get it in early because we already went through the first six-pack.
This is true. It went quick.
But we got another one for backup, so we'll be all right.
We had to splurge since we have a guest.
Yeah, just in case. Real quick, got to get something out of the way. We want to apologize to the people of Philadelphia. Last week, we kind of shot off a little early about how you had zero chance to win the Super Bowl. And then apparently Tom Brady didn't show up, or I don't know what happened there. His thumb hurt. Maybe Giselle put a spell on him with her Brazilian weirdo shit. I don't know. But the Eagles won. Congratulations, Philly.
Oh, yeah.
Those of you we have in that great state of Pennsylvania listening, congrats. Except the dude that ate the horse turd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In celebration of the Eagles winning.
You got some problems, homeboy.
And most of the fans have been doing some just drinking and having a good time. Some have been doing some vandalizing. And one ate horse shit.
He ate a horse turd.
I don't know how that celebrates your team winning a Super Bowl, but you know what? Good job, Philly.
It's like we win the Super Bowl and we're still eating shit.
If anybody listening in Pennsylvania in the Philly area knows that dude, hopefully he's getting some help.
Or he won a lot of money off that. I don't know.
Yeah, shit. Whatever the case may be.
Shit is correct.
So congrats to Philly. I wanted to get that out of the way real quick, right off the get-go. And now we can get into some better stuff. Better than horse shit. Like, for example, we were just saying how Gary Oldman is like I said he's the Nate Dogg of acting. Put that dude in the movie and it's a hit, man.
Going platinum.
Best role Gary Oldman's been.
Drexel.
That's a good one.
Man, the only thing coming to mind is the old Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon. That was a good one.
But he's been in so much stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's one of those most popular those
actor.
guys.
Yeah. Oh, it's that guy?
That guy.
Yeah. I know that guy. The guy from Book of Eli? Yeah, I know that guy.
Zorg from The Fifth Element?
That's how Danny Trejo, I think, almost used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And then everyone found out about him.
He's got a unique look.
Yeah. He's short. He's only like 5'5" or 5'4".
Really?
Yeah.
No shit. Is that why he's got all the tattoos and the badass attitude?
He looked like a badass. I still wouldn't fuck with him.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, I heard him talking. I forget which podcast it was when he was in prison. Might have been a YouTube video or something, but yeah, he was in prison for a while. He was fucking...
He was like a legit gangster, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
legit.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Like a cartel member or some crazy shit or something?
I don't know about cartel
Some kind of
gang.
gang member.
Whatever, yeah.
He owns his own taco joint now.
Just one?
Trejo's Tacos. I think it's just one right now. It just opened like last year. It's just south of Hollywood.
Nice.
Is that like personal experience? You've been down there when you were out there?
It was not open
okay.
in my time, but my buddy lives out there still. And he goes to Hollywood for band practice.
Nice.
He passes by it often.
I'd like to go to California one time.
It's a trip.
Just to see it.
Like the nice part.
Yeah.
Northern California? No.
Is that where Mad Mike Hughes is? We can go check Mad Mike Hughes out.
He's sticking
Is he in
around.
California?
Well, soon he's going to run for governor.
Yeah, he lives in California.
Mad Mike Hughes.
That's just if he survives the rocket launch, if he ever launches the rocket.
His latest update said that the actuator was the piece that he needed, and it should be complete.
Because it was faulty on the 3rd.
It was like 2 days ago, I think he had the update.
Yeah.
So like next week, hopefully this time next weekend, we'll have a new update.
Well, he said that the actuator should be done this week. And he will announce the launch date, or the launch time, shall I say, a few hours before actual launch.
Oh, Mike.
And he's running for governor.
Just that generic name of the part. He says he's
Actuator.
yeah.
Oh,
Like okay, yeah, I believe you.
Well, it's a steam-powered rocket.
Man-made.
Oh, God.
So rocket just refers to the shape of it. You can have a steam-powered rocket, or
I guess. I mean, the guy's trying to launch himself into
when
space.
I think rocket, I think fire coming out the back. But
yeah, who knows how this shit's gonna go down? I'm not paying to watch it. I'll check I'll check his Facebook.
Maybe
I'll
Right.
read the obituary. It's
He's
fine.
riding a hot water tank.
With wings.
What would it be? Former candidate for governor.
You already said former. A little.
Showing him a picture of one of the variations of his rocket.
Yeah, this guy's nuts.
Wow.
It's changed like 3
That
or
must
4
actually
times.
be pretty big, if he can fit into that. I wish there was banana for scale on that picture.
Banana for scale.
The rocket's called the Flat Earth.
That's like his goal.
His GoFundMe is still up.
Ridiculous.
He's made $110 out of the 10,000 is the goal. He's doing good. Those flat earthers, man, they give.
They
Pass the
get
plate.
contributions from all around the globe.
Yeah. I would think
was-
Shaquille O'Neal would sign up to give him a couple thousand or something, man. Shaq believes the earth is flat, so shit. Let him jump
God,
in.
does he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought he said that was a joke.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
My bad, Shaq.
Along with the Philadelphia Eagles, we would like to apologize to Shaq right now.
Oh, Shaq.
But if you go to the general,
Get your car quote online. Yeah, so along with possibly Shaq, the Flat Earth Society on Facebook made a post saying, the Flat Earth Society has members all around the globe. And one of the top comments with a whole bunch of likes from SciTech Universe says, say that again, but slowly.
Oh, man.
Flat Earthers.
have you ever tried to do any experiments on your own just to make sure the Earth's round?
Such as
I mean,
like trigonometry.
I
Not
went
really there.
skydiving. I saw a pretty good
There you go.
curve from
Yeah.
way up high, but other than that,
how many miles up is that?
you jump at what I jumped at 14,000,
15,000.
and then you fall until 9,000, and then the spare chute, the little tiny parachute
Yeah.
pops, and then you go to about 6,000, and then your main chute pops, and then you actually like parachute for about 6,000.
I've never been, but that had to be crazy feeling. Like I'm jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
I know, right?
All this shit you can see, you're just like, wow.
Another
Yeah.
guy strapped to my back.
With another dude, right?
Yeah.
That was the point on the plane when I was like, I guess I'm doing this, because up until that, I was fully ready to bail on it.
Did he
And
whisper in your ear like, regardless, I'm going?
No, he just clipped his little clips to my clips and then started pushing me towards the opening in the plane, and it was just like, okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah,
How many feet did you say it was?
14,000. I'm pretty sure.
We got 5,300 feet roughly in a mile.
Yeah,
So you're roughly 3 miles up.
pretty much three miles up. Yeah, and then there's a pressure regulator in the parachute where if you drop below 5,000 feet, it'll blow
Automatic.
itself open.
Okay.
Just in case something goes wrong, the cord comes loose, whatever. But
Like,
the
how
mo-
cold was it? I'd assume. it
I
has
don't
to be-
remember.
You don't remember?
No, the adrenaline rush was way too much for me to, know. The only thing I remember is when the chute opens, the only thing you can hear is the chute flapping above your head,
What's it sound like?
just like a flag.
Okay.
It's but you don't hear nothing. There's nothing. The wind screaming in your ears and then
You
silence.
have to wear ear protection?
Nope.
Really?
You wear eye
Goggles.
protection,
Right.
yeah. And then you get wind burn. You get like that raccoon effect.
Maybe they would have had you put some earplugs in.
No.
Wow.
No, because the guy has to be able to talk to you.
Okay.
Because he tells you what to do and stuff. It was gnarly. I've never been on an airplane.
Oh, wow.
That was the first time I'd ever been on a plane off the ground.
Doing it big.
Yep. I've never been to Cedar Point, no roller coasters, no stuff like that. I skipped all the baby rides and went right to the Gong Show. And I remember sitting on that plane thinking to myself, like, this could be it. This is the moment, you know.
Were there other people up there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I went with a party of 4. It was a guy's bachelor event.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was him and his brother, and then me and another buddy, and we all went. I do remember my one buddy. He was the 4th one out of the plane, but he was the first one to land.
Oh.
Because he told his skydiver, he was like, I don't want to pull the chute until the last second, and they just free fall. And when his chute finally opened, they just tugged on one side, and it was like
Spinning.
Yeah, they were just doing circles all the way down as quick as possible. And I remember at one point I looked down, and the guy's like, there's your airplane. And it comes flying. It looks like a quarter, you know, landing on the ground underneath me. I'm like, holy shit. I fully recommend it. If you've ever thought about skydiving, go do it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely. It's the best $250 you'll ever spend in your life.
Oh, that
I
ain't
guarantee
bad.
it. You can't go wrong. There's no drug to top it. There's no...
Wow.
It's cool shit.
It's crazy. I've thought about it, but I don't know if I'd actually do it.
Oh, trust me. Before they opened that door, man, I had a death grip on the oh shit handle. You know, I was like, I'm looking out the window of the plane like, this isn't natural. You're not supposed to be up this high.
No.
I kept thinking of Grandpa Lloyd because he kept telling me every time I'd bring up skydiving, he's like, if you were supposed to fly, you'd have been born a bird. Join the army. You know, shit like
Jumping
that.
out a perfectly good airplane.
Yeah. But at the same time, you know, I got it under my belt.
Hell yeah.
I can relive that moment, so... And I definitely recommend it. I would never bungee jump, though.
No.
Never.
I think that'd mess my legs up or something. Just
Well,
I
your
wouldn't
back
want to
just
get
to
yanked
snap.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, they
I've
can
seen
attach to your
videos.
hip,
Yeah.
you know, around your waist.
I've seen videos on YouTube of like just the bungee cord like snapping, and you see all the rubber bands, and you're just like, well, fuck you.
Yeah. Or the person goes down so far, they hit their head in the water. You know, and you
Oh,
come back
yeah.
up like, that's got to hurt.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're dropping it how fast, and boom, you hit the water.
What if there's a rock there? Like, there's too many ifs in that question.
What about the videos of the people up on the ledges of buildings?
Oh,
with their
doing the-
selfie sticks, and they're jumping back and forth from ledges and doing
Not
somersaults. Do you think
Oh,
that's
my-
real?
Yeah.
Think
I
so?
I really do.
Those people are that dumb?
Yeah.
Or that confident, maybe? Ugh.
All the above.
To be like, there's like 50, 60 stories up in the air,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
But they're
When
all
they're-
young. You don't ever see no old
No.
guys doing
Yeah.
it.
You don't see a 62-year-old just like, watch this, Chuck.
A life full of regrets. No, I don't want to die right now.
I'm going to do a backflip. Show these young men how to do it.
It just seems so ridiculous to me that being up that high. Like, I get on the roof of a house and my knees start shaking.
Oh, that's no big deal.
Dude. I'm
Roller
not good with
coasters are
heights.
fun. I can't
Really?
do the going up part. Like I'm like white knuckle. But then once the ride starts, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, this is sweet.
Yeah. When was the last time you were at Cedar Point?
Maybe 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I ain't that bad.
You? Been a while?
Possible double digits.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the front of the building looks like, or the front of the park. Like, you know, the entrance or anything.
It's
like,
one
I've
big
been-
warehouse. It's kind of nice.
I could Google the images, but that's it. Thinking about it?
I am.
We should go this summer.
We can.
I'm in, dude. I've been itching to go since it's been 5 years since we went.
They have some really cool rides.
No. Skydiving.
Oh, okay.
The hell with Cedar Point.
I thought it was
Cedar
Cedar Point. Yeah, and I was
No,
like,
I don't want to
do it for the
stand in
show.
line for
Hey.
2 hours.
oh
You
god.
gotta
You
do it for the show, Jay.
Yeah, skydiving. It's like 15-minute wait, and then you're on the plane, and boom.
Yeah, no big deal. Then you just jump out.
Well, it's better than standing in line for 2 hours
Well, you
for.
know, if you guys
on the
are
ground?
slow, I'll go again for free.
It's like $80 to get the video made. I'd recommend it. I didn't do it. I wish I would have.
You know, you're just oh shit the whole way down.
Yeah. Oh, I yelled.
Oh, wait, how could you not? You're dropping 3 miles.
I remember when the chute opened and the shoulder strap slid like a quarter of an inch, and I was like,
Skid marks on the pants.
dude, I panicked. But then you land. That's
Hopefully-
it.
Hopefully you land.
Well,
Well, you did.
You're gonna land either way.
Safely, yeah, I'll say that. Hopefully you land
that's a true
safely.
story.
It's whether or not you'll have your knees.
Or any of your bones.
Okay.
Just be a pile of jelly.
In a trash bag.
You and your tandem buddy are fighting to see who gets on bottom.
Just spinning.
A death spiral.
I would hope at some point, like, there's a backup chute in there. I don't remember if they told me there was, but
I wonder, somebody had to have done the prank where they It's the cartoon where you pull the cord and it's spoons and forks and knives.
Yeah.
Somebody had to prank somebody like that and have a backup shoot. Though.
Or like a magician, you pull the cord and it's just a bunch of different colored ribbons attached to each other, and he just keeps pulling it out like, we're going to fucking die.
Who packed this? I'm just fucking with you. Pull the green one.
You flashed a Carrot Top and he's over there like, I packed it. Man. We should do it. I'm telling you, if you got $250, man, let's go. I'll do it again in a heartbeat. I still haven't been on a plane since, but I'll do it again in a heartbeat.
I don't know.
No?
I really don't know.
You don't know till you get up there. Shit happens. You've flown, right?
Oh, yeah.
Have you thought about it? And
Oh,
that
yeah,
plane's
yeah.
even, that's what,
Way higher.
double the fucking altitude?
Is
You're
it?
at like 30,000 when you
Yeah,
fly
something like
commercial,
that,
aren't
yeah.
you?
I have no idea.
I think it's like 30 or 33,000 is the standard.
So I guess that would be the 6 miles that what's his name's going up, Mad Mike Hughes.
Is
You did 16 and that was three-ish miles.
Yeah. He's not going up.
I thought you said he was going up 6 miles.
Maybe.
Look it up.
That sounds about right.
So he's just going up the same height as a commercial airliner
Pretty much.
in a rocket. And he could just go get get a ticket on Pan Am or whatever.
Fly to Colorado or something, and he'll see the same thing.
There's no way he's got more expensive instruments than your common airplane would have to measure altitude
no.
and
Especially if he's waiting for an actuator.
steam powered. Yeah. My piston dangler.
My piston
The piston
dangler.
dangler. Thanks, mister.
So we teased it a little bit. Motor City Brewing Works summer beer, brewed with honey, and I'm gonna let Jay over here take away the description because he does it so well. Introducing the velvety tones of our weekly beer selection.
All right, let's see what we got here. Motor City Summer is a delicious American-style wheat beer. Deep orange in color, clean, smooth maltiness with just a hint of citrus. Oh, there's so much to this. The thin layer of sediment at the bottom of each bottle is the mark of our all-natural brewing process. Unfiltered, unpasteurized, naturally. For optimum flavor, decant into a glass.
Bam.
Yeah.
That was a lot. That was like...
That's why last week I was like, yeah, reads what you think it'll say.
That means citrus. No. Now this one's very
I don't
light.
taste citrus.
No.
I
I
really
do taste
don't.
the honey.
But also, we are not decanting it.
That's true. I don't even know if it's
Yeah.
actually orange in color.
The people listening,
Deep
we are
orange.
not decanting this into a glass.
Nope. All bottles. Listen.
Got a very hippie-looking label with a
Oh,
moth.
there it is.
Moth on a tree. The summer beer. With about 12 inches of snow.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit, dude.
We got dumped on.
I remember a couple of weeks ago when I was, this is horrible. I'm going to take a shot at Philly again. Remember when Philly got like 60 inches in a weekend and it was like record numbers and they had, they were digging themselves out of their doorways of their houses.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking like, sucks to be you, man, And then last week we talked about Minnesota being, 12 degrees below
I was
zero
like,
and they
yeah.
get all that
People
shit.
fucking ziplining. I still can't get over that.
And here we go.
Ziplining outdoors.
We get a foot of snow in a day and a half.
We talk too much shit. We got punished.
It was us. Like Hefner with the Me Too people. It was us, man.
Sorry, Southern Michigan. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen again.
Shit, we're supposed to get another 2 inches tomorrow. It's like it doesn't stop.
Well, it is February, so I mean.
That's another thing. You called on that too, remember?
Yeah.
February's going to be bad. I'm like, no, it's not. We're going to be fine, dude. It was 60 degrees the other day. Yep, you were right again.
Hey, I got powers. I just don't like talking about them.
Pick some fucking lotto numbers or something then, dude.
Right?
Shit. Now you're thinking about lotto numbers.
No, I can't do
Think
that.
about lotto winnings. Goes right to...
Yeah, what am I going to spend it on?
Yeah. Naming the boat before I got the money.
I know I've always had like if I won a lotto, I just thought one of the one of the big Powerball lottos, like
400 million.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't know what it would extrapolate into nowadays money, but like I want to build a pyramid Because it seems like those things last a long time. That's always been in my head. Like, if I had that much money, like, I think I'd build a pyramid.
Just build a pyramid.
Like, how big of a pyramid are we talking?
I don't know how big the biggest one is. It doesn't need to be that big.
Well, what would you want like the base of it to be like?
Like 100 foot by 100 foot, or
I'd
like
say
a
bigger
mile?
than that.
Like a mile by a mile?
like you're gonna have to
That'd be
buy
pretty good.
some serious property.
But I
it'd
don't
be
know
cool.
the price of granite, or you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's all marble. It's
Construction
luxurious.
company. But I was
Gold
like, that'd be
leaf
sweet
inlay.
to do.
Would you build little secret tunnels all through the middle of
Oh
it?
hell yeah! It'd be like
Nice.
Superman's lair, where like you're sliding keys in, you
Fortress
get
of Solitude.
information of
Like National Treasure.
yeah, you get like,
Some sort of projector turns on
the story of Earth is like recorded in there.
by Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, you'd
Oh,
have to
there
get
you
Morgan
go.
Freeman to narrate it for sure.
Or just bounce back like every third line. It's not Morgan Freeman, but Samuel Jackson. So you get that
Just says,
transposition.
"Motherfucker!"
Right.
Welcome to my periods, motherfucker.
You guys know
Enjoy
how
the tour.
you guys know
said
how
periods,
they
just so we know.
Okay. Well, he's not just going to build one. I mean, you build one, you're like, well, I got to build a second
No,
one.
no,
Yeah.
you didn't say pyramids. You said periods.
Oh, shit, I did.
Yeah, so this would be a wipe,
Damn.
unless you want.
No, not the whole thing. I'll just be like,
Or you try it again.
no, we'll just keep going. I'll leave it in there. I said periods.
You guys heard how they got like different spots all over the earth with seed banks, just in case anything kind of does happen.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Like any kind of
it's a
asteroid
very secure
or
vault.
big.
Yeah.
You know, they got I don't know, like 6 or 7 of them or something.
Were they underground?
Yeah.
Oh.
The biggest one is
I think it's up north, like in Antarctica, or not Antarctica,
Not-
it's
yeah.
south, but
there might be one. No, there's not one in Antarctica. There's one in the North Pole. And the big thing was almost a year ago, it started leaking. It's supposed to be this like
really?
impregnable.
Penetrable.
There you go.
Periods.
Too many of these.
period.
Yeah, we'll leave that in there. There's supposed to be just so secure.
Like a dolphin's butt.
Oh, tighter.
Watertight.
CDC.
Tighter. And there's so much stuff in there, and it started leaking from the roof. And it's so far underground, I haven't. But yeah, they were very concerned that it was going to contaminate the seeds or start a germination process.
What are they seeds for?
Everything: wheat, flowers,
Oh,
trees. It's too
Humans? Think they got human seeds in there?
There's different banks for those.
They making
Depends,
some like cyborgs or
Well,
something?
who's the one of the major investors is Ancestry.com.
They got their own process.
They got their own property and everything,
Patent
dude.
pending.
They probably own a continent by now.
We just watched. You guys talked about it the other time. The Island. That was just
Oh,
on
did you?
TV.
Yeah.
Parker watched it.
I'm trying to get Jackson into the Rocky 4. I want him to watch
Rocky
at least
4.
Rocky 3 and 4. Because 1 and 2, they're great
Yeah,
movies
yeah.
for us, but for a 10-year-old, he's probably not going to.
Right.
I'm like, the selling point is Hulk Hogan's in number 3.
Thunderlips.
Right. And
baby.
then, well, we got to watch 4 because we watched 3,
What are you gonna do, brother?
I was going to make it my homework, but I've already seen it. So it was like, I'm not
Did
gonna
you do
go
your
there.
homework this week?
I didn't. I didn't have a chance. Chris actually issued the challenge to watch Cyborg from 1989 with
Jean-Claude
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
classic.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah. I couldn't
find it.
I didn't have time
No.
personally, but
It was on. I watch it probably a couple times a year.
do you own like the DVD?
I
Is
do.
that how you?
I do own the DVD. But,
The collector's
actually,
edition.
it was on Xfinity. It was on demand.
Oh,
Really?
It was like Encore. I must have Encore or
I
something.
totally got to get rid of WoW.
Oh, we're
I tried
so ready to cut
Netflix
the
and it
cord.
didn't.
Yeah, well, I'm close to that too, but we watched Survivor and Walking Dead. I don't like waiting.
Yeah.
Like if you watch Walking Dead, you got to wait until the whole season's done to catch it on Netflix.
But then you get to watch the whole season.
Yeah, I don't want to
You just
wait.
binge
dude.
it out.
It's the one show that I watch that I don't want to wait on, so we keep our cable, unfortunately.
We're gonna rack it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a bummer. What are you going to do? We all need TV, right?
Yeah, I had a conversation with a guy. His position is he doesn't want to pay for anything that's like broadcasting or shows or anything. He's like, I don't believe that we should have to pay for art. He's like, I consider that art, and I don't think really that we should have to pay for it. He's like, I try to get all my stuff free as I can.
I will interject and say that's a pretty shitty outlook.
Yeah, I told him.
For people who create the art, you're just fucking them over.
But also, I tried to explain to him, I said, what if it's not art, though? I said, I could have an idea that would be a good TV show or a good skit. I said, but to me, it's not art. If I go into it thinking I'm making a product, like, hey, I got a cool idea that I could sell. It'll be funny I'll make a movie that I want to sell. I don't consider art. I think of it as a product that I want to get money off of. So
capitalism.
It's pretty subjective. You might think what I'm doing is art, but I don't think it's art.
Yeah.
And
I guess it depends on the artist, right?
Yo, very true.
You know, do you ever think playing guitar, is that an art to you, or is it a skill?
Or do you think like, how can I sell this?
Oh, there's no way I'm selling anything.
But yeah, having never made money off of any music,
a little bit of art and skill.
Yeah, just a little bit of both.
But at the same time, you could look at it as like, well, I'm sure a lot of bands do. Like, hey, we need to put this out. It's got to be good because I want to sell some stuff.
Well, as soon as you cut that record deal, with that label,
without those bands, they go, oh, you sold out.
Yeah. Comparing you to Fred Durst and all that shit,
Those are the bands that have not been signed.
I work with a kid that him and his band just signed an indie label deal, we're going in the studio Monday. I'm like, holy shit, this moves faster than when I remember it 20 years ago, Not that we ever got a deal, but for the record, I'd like to tell everybody listening to, as soon as Chris sat down in front of a microphone and put his headphones on, he started singing Back Up to Subsea lyrics from 20 years ago. Cause
I don't know about singing.
Do you still remember all the lyrics?
No, hell no.
I know. It's hard to remember anything from that long ago.
I don't even listen to it from that long ago.
No.
I can rattle off lyrics from other bands, but not whatever I wrote. Nope.
That's interesting.
It was like 3 songs never actually had lyrics to them.
Right.
I just kind of made it up as we played.
Figure this out.
Yeah. Who, besides, I know you were one of the ones that answered our 5-group super concert lineup thing, and you picked Meshuggah, and it just totally threw me off because I'm not a fan. Not that I'm not a fan, I don't like it. I've just never listened to it.
Right.
And how'd you stumble on them guys? Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, I think it was just like Pandora's hitting some kind of heavy metal band, and it played.
Just rolled through. Are they an American band?
No, I think they're from Sweden.
Sweden?
Or something like that.
They do a lot of metal in Sweden.
Yeah, they do.
I think it's Sweden.
It's crazy.
I'm not totally for sure.
No. It was good, though, what I listened to.
If you look at, like the light show, if
you
go to one of their concerts, the lights are just
all
awesome.
over the place, yeah. That was always one thing that got me, man, was the band's light show. Slipknot always had a good one. The couple times I've seen them, they had a damn good light show. A lot of strobe lights.
Now, do you think it's the band that's like, all right, so this is what I want to do? Or do you think it's somebody who's like specializes, saying like, this is what we could do for you guys?
I think it's a collective decision.
Collective?
Yeah. Unless you have a really, I don't know, use the word artsy,
Right.
but you might have a guy in the band who's like, I picture it like this, and then you're lighting.
Just
and,
work together.
Yeah, the guy that runs the soundboard or whatever.
I could never get over the double bass for the drummers. How they just do that throughout the whole song. Just it's like
one song or one show.
Yeah.
Or
How
a
do your
whole
legs
tour.
work the next day?
Yeah. So I do have one thing we need to touch base on real quick that we forgot to do last week. We forgot to acknowledge the poll that we put up for the Velcro shoes fanny pack.
This is true.
Now, I'm going to set the stage real quick. I want to tell you real quick. I've been trying to buy Velcro shoes for about 2 years now. I'm that fucking lazy, right? I just want to. They're $13 at Walmart. Like, come on, man. I go through tennis shoes every 6 months. The wife, not having it.
Not having it?
She's not having it, right? She vetoed. She pulled her card.
Oh,
so I
man.
brought to the table, well, I'm going to start wearing a fanny pack. And her eyes rolled so far into the back of her head that she could probably see the past.
She's like, I want to see you.
Yeah. So now I was like, all right, Velcro shoes or fanny pack, you got to pick. So we put the poll out. Velcro shoes won. So I believe Velcro shoes
Was
won.
it by a landslide?
Yes. More people were definitely cool with the Velcro shoes. So I'm going to be buying a pair of Velcro shoes as soon as the snow melts.
Nice.
Which will be, 2
Couple
months from now.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I did vote Velcro shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, well, you know. I mean, the fanny pack's cool, and I'll get one eventually.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the show,
They're
You
handy.
should search, man. I'm sure you can find some cool ones.
Joe Rogan sells fanny packs.
Yeah, but
He
they're like
developed his own
$120.
line.
Wow.
They look cool, and they're made of all leather.
And hemp, edible.
They float in his tank,
they
you know.
carry a baker's dozen of farm fresh eggs.
Comes with a slab of elk meat.
So, based on that little bit, we have a new vote that we put out for this week, and that was should I start watching Rick and Morty? And did you guys both vote yes?
No, I haven't voted. I haven't seen that one yet.
Have you watched
really?
that show though?
Oh, I've seen them all.
Oh, it's fucking amazing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't. I'm not one of those guys who can recall everything from
Every quote and
Yeah, but I love it.
it's such a great show.
Is it really? Like, am I missing that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, you are.
Well, the vote is 7-4. Yes, it's good stuff.
I was one of those 7.
You were. So,
The jokes can be repetitive. It's what do they call it? Like absurdist humor,
Yeah.
okay.
where like nothing fucking matters. Like
Okay.
that
But the
type of
more you
stuff.
watch and the overall storyline, you get more out of it. It's good.
Yeah, Jeannie was saying she'll, like, say Pickle Rick in front of
Pickle
people,
Rick.
and everybody, like, yeah, okay. So you know who watches the show is.
I got a picture of Pickle Rick on my toolbox.
He turns himself into a pickle to get out of a therapy session.
Is that
with
what
his
it is?
family.
Rick is the older dude, right?
Yeah,
Morty
the
is the
grandpa.
kid.
He's the crazy son, the Christopher Lloyd Doc Brown character.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no. So I guess I'm gonna start watching Rick and Morty.
Oh, I
thanks to
recommend
those
it.
of you who voted in our poll. We'll have another one out Monday.
Oh, yeah.
If you
Partake-
can, just start from season 1, episode 1.
Yep.
It's on Netflix, right?
No.
Oh,
I know
think
it's on
so.
demand.
Yeah.
Is it?
A lot of them are on
Probably-
demand, and you can find a lot of them on YouTube
They do have
Oh.
like a YouTube channel. It just streams Rick and Morty episodes 24/7.
live.
Really?
Yeah.
Are
Or you can
they
find individual
half-hour
ones.
episodes?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be easy. I can burn through those when I'm doing.
And they're on TV, so they're commercials. So if you're finding them where it's just an episode, they're like 20 minutes.
20
Yeah.
minutes. Okay. Kind of like
Worth
Sunny.
a watch.
Did you ever start watching Sunny?
I can't find it.
You can't find
I think
it?
it's on
Okay.
Hulu, and I gotta get a Hulu account.
I got it. You can just tap into ours.
There you go.
That sounds terrific.
But that's my home. Get swifty.
Is that a Rick and
Show
Morty
me what
thing?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got. Yeah.
Take off your pants and your panties.
Get swifty.
Shit on the floor.
I guess I got to start watching this cartoon then,
man,
huh?
it's so good. The creator of Rick and Morty also did a show that I really like called Community. Don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a sitcom.
Heard of it.
Joel McHale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Chevy Chase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking love that show.
It's like teachers in a community college or something?
Well, they're students.
Oh, they're students? Okay.
Yeah, they're all students. Oh, I got all the seasons on DVD of that. I fucking love that show.
Really?
DVD.
Those are going away just like CDs.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Best Buy.
How long before... Who else does CDs? Myers has a small selection.
A lot of places have a small selection.
Walmart
It's usually
has a
like the
small
classic
selection,
stuff or
yeah.
like the best of.
Now I wonder, like, I think it's only a few bands now, but Tool's not on iTunes, right?
They're not on
They're
Spotify
very,
either.
There's
Right.
very few bands that are
Right, so they do
Withhold
CD
themselves.
stuff. So I mean, Best Buy is a pretty big market to
for them, yeah.
say I'm not selling CDs.
But
Yeah,
what-
but the list of bands, you can probably count on two
Two
hands
hands.
that do that, you know. And
But
Tool's
probably
been
nowadays,
so
I wonder
long.
how many people just order the CD maybe off a band's website.
Or they just download it.
Well,
It's
you
all
can't do that
digital.
with Tool.
Well, not with Tool. There's very few bands with that, but
What if you could do it from their website?
I
Like
would
if you go
assume
there
so.
and have pay to have access to the album or something.
maybe.
I don't know.
But
Tool-
for the listeners, just so they know, starting in July, the store Best Buy will no longer carry CDs, and then they will only carry vinyl records for another 2 years.
I'm one of the few people still buy CDs too. I don't know very many people that do.
Not really.
I haven't bought a CD in over 4 years.
I listen to them out here in the garage or in the car, you know.
Yeah,
I guess I'm a dying breed, just like the CDs
all the digital stuff's just too convenient.
and DVDs and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all going away.
And streaming services, a lot of stuff's available anyway. You don't even have to download it. You can just
Right.
pay for the streaming service. And
Yeah.
Or go on YouTube.
Right.
and find a variation of it.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
If my streaming service doesn't carry it, I usually go to YouTube.
And you usually find it too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so
Such and such band, full album.
yep.
Somebody's got it.
You might have
Oh,
to
yeah.
sit through a couple of 30-second ads, but what are you gonna do? You got the whole
It's
album
free.
there. Have you heard? Do you remember Story of the Year?
Yeah.
Have you heard any of their new stuff?
No.
It's good. It's good stuff. I'm surprised too, and they lost a guitar player in the last couple of years that they were on hiatus, but they put out a new album. It's good shit. It's called Wolves. Who was? I think we talked about this. The last CD that I bought was Stone Sour, their newest album, which was a couple months back. But
Yeah.
Did you get it at Best Buy?
Wasn't media play.
you know what I did?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I did because I was shopping for a DVD for something else. You know, and-
Rocky 5.
Yeah. Ouch. You could have said Rocky 4 at least. You know, you had to pick 5.
I'm Tommy Gunn.
Well, I guess that serves me right. I did compare it to a movie last week.
You sure did.
That I didn't need to do. So,
Yeah.
so having Chris here with us in our little makeshift studio, we get a firsthand view since Jay was the guest
That's true.
of what it sounds like when you listen to us outside of this garage. Is it everything ship shape?
Yeah, no,
or?
it sounds good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't really have much interaction from people who listen to us.
Yeah,
No.
for me, it's earbuds at work, pretty much.
okay.
You know, if I'm whatever task I'm doing, if it allows me to kind of just work by myself, where I can put earbuds in, then usually I'm listening to all kinds of podcasts.
Yeah.
But it sounds
cool.
good.
We
Yeah.
slide in an hour of your time there.
Yep. It goes by good.
Help you kill your day.
It goes by good.
Or just so you know, there's a possibility you could become the next host
And new co-host duties.
based off the track record of guests.
I could be your green band. Red
Hey,
band.
Anytime you want to come in and talk
what's,
music, man, we can fill a whole hour on music. So
That could be another poll
Uh,
that we
we-
can put up. Would the listeners like to hear just a straight podcast just about music?
well, I'd rather form it. Excuse me. Would you rather hear a full show, like an hour of one topic, or do you like the rabbit hole
Just where we go on
style where
tangents
we
and-
just kind of bounce back and forth and do this and that and the
That's
other
true.
thing, you know? Because you listen to a lot of podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
Are they all specifically themed to where you hit play and it's 1 hour, hour and a half, whatever?
Yeah, it is for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be either like true crime or like
history
this one.
stuff or
Right, yeah, like this one, you guys kind of go through 3-4 different items.
Yeah.
Going,
On a slow night.
right. No, yeah, I think most of them are themed.
Yeah.
I think you guys' format's pretty cool. Just kind of
It's-
sit and start talking.
Yeah.
Basically,
It's kind of hard to just sit and do a whole hour of one.
I can't imagine. Like, you probably got to cut this out, but like when you got to edit it, like I've noticed, it all sounds smooth.
Really?
Yeah.
It's mostly just taking dead air out is what it is. But there's been a couple of things that we, like the one night we had somebody was here.
Yeah, and they
Jess
were-
was here and she was
they were-
talking in the background. So it kind of,
having a conversation where you only hear one voice on the microphone and the other. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
no,
it's all
I
in
did
the
go
background.
Tuesday. Yeah. Oh no, those shoes look really nice. No, you can't really. Makes for an awkward show, I guess. I don't know. Because then the listeners are like, "What the hell are they talking about?
Right.
Who's
We're
shoes?"
not live streaming.
yeah.
Yeah.
Has there been, that'll be the one thing where we get a webcam in here and you can't edit that shit because people will be watching it live,
That's true.
Has there been anything where you're like, were you listening to us and you're like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Like, how drunk are they?
No, I'm just not too big of a sports football guy. So,
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
just start going, "Oh, this guy from Ohio State."
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay.
It's an
I'll
acquired
take
taste.
your word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any topics that you would like to hear us discuss that we don't?
As a listener.
As a listener.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested in episode 15.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it'll be.
Now that I got a little bit behind the scenes.
Yeah, if you're a guest,
Talk.
you get to know some inside information.
Yeah, we'll definitely clue you in on some
That sounds
stuff.
cool.
Yeah, you can't talk about it though.
You're more than welcome to come back for 15 if you'd
That
like.
might
Oh,
give
if you'd
the
like to-
listeners their option, like you said, do you like to go down different rabbit holes, or do you want us to go on one thing?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that Easter egg he just
When I-
dropped, folks. I'll point that out for you.
For those of you not paying attention fully, that was a clue.
It's a little too.
Well, we said we'd drop
unbelievable.
one each show, so that'll count.
I'm looking forward to
There
it.
you go.
It should be fun.
Would you like to come in and get in on it?
Maybe, yeah. Even I'm just sitting off to the side, you know,
Yeah.
Just pulling up stuff on your phone, like, hey, check this out.
I'll bring in some notes.
Speaking of notes,
Comes
what
in
else
with
you
a
got?
Ford notebooks, is like, plop. All right.
What else you got over there?
I know it's been a while. I was wondering if you had any updates on pizza stories. Those are always awesome. And we just did have the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And also with this wonderful weather we're having, where we just got shit on with like 10 inches of snow.
Well, I got pizza stories, man. I'm telling you, that'll be another episode we can do.
Oh yeah.
But I got to get some other people in here that have
That'd
done
be
it.
cool.
You know, other people that have delivered
Yeah, that shit was
with
cracking
me.
me
or-
up.
I
when
know
you guys
one
were talking.
person I would really like to get on and share some stories.
Healy,
Yeah, oh yeah.
A. Healy, I know you're listening.
We appreciate it, buddy.
We want you to come in here.
Early morning listener.
Yep. You got to come in here and tell some stories because I know you got some good ones.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the other one is R4G.
Oh,
that
yeah.
still works with me. He's got some killer stories too,
Dude,
man.
the other
8
day-
years of pizza delivery. He's good.
The other day, I was in a gas station. And I wasn't in the best of moods at the time. And this guy in front of me gets gas, pays for all the stuff he was getting, turns around, pokes me in the stomach. He goes, "Hey, big guy." And I'm not really paying attention at first. I'm kind of like looking down, looking at the candy rack, seeing what's there. And then
Wow.
I get poked in the stomach and hear, "Hey, what's going on, guy?" And I look up with like murder eyes, look him straight in the face, and he goes, "You don't remember me." And I was like, "Oh my God, you have a beard now." That totally threw me off. I got really pissed off. Then I realized who you were.
Yeah, he told me he was worried about that.
Yeah, he messed up my whole day, threw my head off. I was just like, "Oh man, what's going on?"
I told him too when he was telling me his side of the story. I was like, "You got to understand, Jay's PAP, man. We're people against people. We don't like it. You know, just stay away from us. Leave us alone."
This is true.
So
I'm not a fan, folks. I appreciate you listening, but I don't appreciate you touching me in the tummy when I'm at a gas station, you know? Personal space.
when you're not ready for it, you
yeah.
know.
But then it turns out I knew him and he's a good guy. And I was like, oh, I feel like a dick.
Yeah, the pizza stories episode. We should schedule that one in for like number 20 or something.
Oh, we
you
gotta
know?
start,
There you go.
Definitely got to start working on that.
Well, wait. Well, no, that wouldn't work. Let's say how many? 16 is what? 16 slices in a pizza. Do it for episode 16.
Oh, we could do it. Yeah, you know
That's
what?
If it's pie cut, right? What is if a square cut?
Oh, 24.
It's
Well, it
24.
depends on the
24,
size.
yeah, largest 24. If you're going through a particular pizza place.
Names will not be dropped on this show.
No, I don't want to get in any trouble.
No, that the guy that touched you on the belly, is he like a particularly touchy guy? Like,
He's very happy-go-lucky, in my opinion,
so
and very cool to interact. He's
I've
a
got
good
a
dude.
guy I've had at work. I've had to get used to.
He's not like a hugger or nothing.
He's
but-
an older guy. Oh shit, I'm 38 now, so he's probably 50.
Does he
No.
grab your arm when he
But
talks
he's one
to
of them
you?
guys where like he'll rest his hand on your shoulder and make, hey, okay, this is what I was thinking about
Yeah.
doing. Hey, can you come here for a second? And he'll grab like the back of your elbow, and
All right.
it's
I
like
can't do it.
No. PAP.
I've gotten
People
used
against
to
people.
it a little bit, but he knows
Yeah, it's different when you work with somebody because you're
Yeah.
around them all day, every day.
if that's just how he is.
Yeah. Yeah, but if somebody were just like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" and they just reach out and grab your arm, you're like, kind of like, "Oh, dude."
Yeah.
PAP, man,
PAP.
trending.
Hashtag PAP. Let us know if you are also a person against people.
We started that a couple years back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's going strong.
Person against people.
Well, it's
Or
people against
people
people is
against
the name
people.
of our group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a very selective club.
yeah. There's 2 of us.
We now host a
And,
podcast.
and they don't even like each other.
We sit at opposite ends of the table.
We can only be people if there's more than one.
That's
Yep.
true. It's the only way the name works.
Yeah, for a while I was like in my head it was like I'm just against everybody. I don't like people. And then I talked to
Yeah.
Jay and Jay's like, "Yeah, I fucking hate people too."
I hate everybody equally.
Yeah, hell yeah. There's no
Yeah.
prejudice here.
Equal opportunist.
Do you breathe? Yeah, I probably don't like you.
You're starting off at the bottom. You better work your way up to like, all right, he's okay. Or she. Proper pronouns. Or what was the other one?
Zim and Zer.
Zim and Zer, is that the new one?
There's a few of them.
There's like 36 now, right?
Baskin Robbins got beat.
Yeah. We're all people kind. We can say that. We only got one listener in Canada thus far, so...
How's she going there, eh?
Might be French.
I don't know French. I apologize.
Fuck. That's what we're going to say in French now. Fuck.
Fuck.
Remember?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
All right. Well, I got a question for our guest. Well, actually,
Shoot.
it's a two-parter. First part, and you can lie, but how many of the shows have you listened to?
All 9?
There's 11.
11,
Yeah.
so that means all 10.
Well, there's... Yeah.
You're on lucky number 12 right now.
Episode 12
There's
is
a
actually
missing
number
episode,
11.
right?
Yeah. Number 3 is
yes,
gone.
the elusive.
That's the
It sank with the
second
Edmund
law of
Fitzgerald.
thermodynamics
Yeah.
Corner House podcast question.
That's number 2.
Okay, number 2. Has there been a particular favorite topic that we've covered?
Probably hard to remember right off the top of your head because you only get one a week, unless you
That's
go back
true.
and multiple listens.
anything that
Right, you
stands
guys
out?
might cover a few things each episode.
Like I said, man, it's a rabbit hole over here.
Yeah, we're just tangents on
That,
tangents.
that's why I asked about the pizza stories, because I got some chuckles out of that.
Aaron had a great
I wouldn't really
idea.
be able to say it right offhand,
Fair enough. Say, Aaron had a great idea about putting the tip money on the table.
Oh, yeah.
For
Yeah.
the pizza delivery guys.
Yep.
Like, tell us your best story.
That would be good.
We could order pizza that night for sure,
Oh, yeah.
as long as we do the show a little earlier.
Yeah. Make it accommodating for the guests. As long as there's not a snowstorm dropping fucking 8 inches of snow on us.
Yeah, that was not fun. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah. It's go time.
The one thing we were talking about music earlier, and I mentioned Dave Grohl. I found a video. They were playing a show a couple days ago, a week ago, whatever it was. And sometimes when the Foo Fighters do shows, people will hold up signs in the crowd, right? And they'll be like, Dave Grohl, I want to play this song or that song. Well, this kid had a sign that said he wanted to play guitar on Monkey Wrench.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
And Dave Grohl called him up on stage and was like, you better not fuck this up, and gave him his guitar. And the kid nailed it, dude. It's a great video if
That's
you can
an
look it up. It's like,
awesome song.
yo,
I'll
nah.
check it out. Oh,
And
yeah.
the kid, he just hammered. And he actually looked kind of like Dave Grohl in his, what is it, mannerisms or whatever, when he's
Technique.
playing and stuff. And he like, as soon as the kid put the guitar on, he took off running down the runway. He was playing to the crowd. It was fucking awesome,
Rockstar
dude.
mode engaged.
And Dave Grohl, he comes over and takes a drink of water and dumps it on the kid's head while he's jamming. And he totally just played it up.
yeah.
And like, if you can tell me a bigger rock star, more down to earth than Dave Grohl, you're not gonna find one. Not these days. Not like him.
Oh, no.
He's too good at what he does, man. It was cool though. If you want to look that video up, it's pretty sweet.
definitely. Yeah.
It ain't that long ago, but that's good shit.
I love their first album.
You were the one that
That's
I remember
a good album,
when
man.
you had that cassette tape, and I was like, "What the fuck is this, dude?
That's right,
That's the
kids.
guy from Nirvana." You're like, "Yeah, he played the whole album, all the instruments and everything, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Holy shit!" You ever watch their documentaries, the Foo Fighters?
No.
I didn't know they had any.
Dude, they got one called Back and Forth, and it's like 2.5 hours long, but it covers everything from when Dave Grohl was like 6 years old
Damn.
until 2-3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And everything in the middle. All the Nirvana shit, everything, dude. He was going to give music up when Cobain died. Like, done.
Really?
I'm done. I don't want to do it no more. I don't want to see an instrument. I don't want to hear music.
That's
And then he
harsh.
rented a recording studio in Seattle, and he wrote that whole first album by
Damn.
himself.
That is
And then from
crazy.
there, I remember he called it Foo Fighters, and then they got popular. And he was like, I would have thought of a better name than that, if I'd known all these years later.
That's crazy.
You remember, like when we were first jamming, and we would try to do the whole thing, like, okay, let's name the song something that has nothing to do with the name of the song.
Sunday afternoon cheesecake.
Right. Yeah, stuff like that. There's one, like, the one band, I think they put out an album maybe 4 years ago, but Remembering Never. They're like a real like kind of hardcore-ish.
I know the name. Yeah, I remember the name.
They're all like straight edge-ish,
yeah.
atheist type, weird shit. But that's how the one album. It's great. God Save Us. But the names of the songs are like
They're atheists, and that's the name of the album.
well, I know like the singer says he says stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a picture of
I can appreciate
Jesus
that.
with dollar bills in his hand with holes through the dollar bills in his palm.
That's
but the
sweet.
names of the songs are great, like Gangster Raps and Peppermint Schnapps. Runner up in a shit eating contest. Yeah, that's like all the names on the songs on the album are all just like that. It's awesome.
I like that.
We had a couple of our songs were like that in the Sub-C days for sure.
Suicide Hotline on speed dial. Just all kinds of.
Do you remember writing Modern Day Man? Like, can you take yourself back to that moment when you wrote that? I think it was a poem or something that you wrote, and we turned it into lyrics.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Upstairs in my mom and dad's house.
Yeah. I remember you wrote that one. Like, the whole song was you. You wrote
I
the
think
guitar
just
riff.
kinda
You wrote
fit
the...
everything.
Yeah.
Kind of fit it in.
Yep. I think I might have wrote the chorus just for a chorus, but
Right.
yeah. And then we had that other song, Pissed Off.
Yeah.
That was actually Jessica
Yeah.
that wrote that.
Oh, cool.
All the words.
I don't think I ever
yeah.
knew that.
Yep. She gave me that when we were first going to record that time in the studio.
There's
or
a song
writing
by,
the song or whatever.
Song called "Pissed Off" by Fit for a King.
Oh,
Name
really?
of the band. It's a pretty good band. It's a good song too.
The most amazing thing, in my viewpoint, when you guys were going at it,
We were rock stars
Rockstar
for a couple years.
Oh yeah.
At least one trip to Buffalo.
Yeah. You went on tour, so
fun.
that counts.
That was a weekend of blast.
But when the couple occasions I got to watch you guys practice, in between Chris and your brother, you'd just be doing something, look without saying anything, you just nod, and then you'd both hit into something,
Yeah.
like perfect, like tandem,
Just feeling it.
Yeah, and you're just like, how do you do that? How do you just like, yeah, playing do? Oh, look, nod, and then you both change and go into something completely different, and you're like spot on together, timing and
that
just,
nod is like the next change, in the count.
Right.
Yeah, but
here.
Right.
it's like you were fucking around and just da 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 da, and something clicked in your head.
Yeah.
You turned, made eye contact, and then you both nodded and just.
So you both kind of feel like, this is 8 measures in. We should switch.
Yeah.
But it didn't really seem like you were practicing a song. It's like at first you're just fucking around and do dun dun dun.
Little ditties here and there.
Yeah, and then you're both like
That's
just
Comes from jamming enough with each
That's
other.
just, to me, that was like, holy shit.
You remember when we very first started
Yeah.
in my dad's garage?
Yeah.
976. Before that, Nubbins.
Ah,
The nubbins.
When Luke
Yeah.
played bass and I played drums,
Yeah.
well, I had a drum set. It wasn't really much
that
playing.
was fun.
I think we knew one Rage Against the Machine song, and then Luke was like, all right, I want to play drums now.
I think during a camping trip in our way younger days, I became your manager for about 3 days. Highlight in my career
Until now,
until now. I was a band manager, no big deal.
no.
I was like 8.
So good he retired after 3 days.
What was your favorite show
Go out on top.
that we played? Do you remember? I mean, we do 100 shows in 4 years or whatever it was.
Right.
Maybe if that much. I don't even think it was that many shows, but
The Phoenix Amphitheater, that was pretty cool when we got the recording time.
Seventh House.
7th House.
Yep.
That was cool. 'Cause
Yeah.
There was a lot of people there.
Yep.
Battle of the Bands that you won.
Yeah.
We won.
Yep. We won.
So that was cool.
I was there for that one.
We
A lot of different places.
remember the St. Andrews gig when we had the limo afterwards and Hardcore Hip Hop Fest 3.
Right? Yeah, we caught on to that.
We played.
Rap rock
Yep.
ish
Yep.
stuff.
I give Rob a lot of credit, man. He booked us on a lot of gigs. I mean, shit, he set up that whole Buffalo fucking
Yeah.
deal.
He was one of he was like the promoter go getter.
Yeah.
It
He
makes-
was actually the manager
Yeah.
when it came to that
like,
kind of shit.
It made sense that Tough Call went and did all that shit
Fuck
they did
yeah.
with all them guys in that band.
During that time, he was the first person that I knew that had the label maker for CD covers. Just slap on top of a CD.
Yeah.
When I first got you're like, oh, check out our CD. I was like, how the fuck did you do that? It's like, oh, Rob makes them in his house. Mm-hmm. It's like, how? How does he do that? That was like big time.
I remember when we won that Battle of the Bands that following weekend, after we had our studio time and we recorded we spent like a whole night calling 89X.
Yeah.
Like, play our song. No, play their song. We were pretending to be other people. I think one of our friends called and said some crazy off-the-wall shit. They never played it.
I know they did play our song. We went to Sarnia, in Canada.
Yeah, I remember that.
The guy interviewed us at a radio station. That was weird.
It was a shit show, dude.
Oh, man. It's like if I know then what I know now, it would have been a little cooler to...
Yeah, we made an ass out of ourselves on the radio in Canada and then went to a bar in town, you know, and we gave away 2 T-shirts on the radio. And the one girl came with her boyfriend to the bar that night to pick up the shirt, but she didn't come until like 1 o'clock in the morning. So we were shit-faced drunk, and she's like, can you sign it? And we drew pictures all over this T-shirt. It was horrible. That was the night Rob slept on top of his van, and the cops woke us up.
I remember that.
Like, sir, you have to get in the vehicle.
Yeah, because we just like parked in a neighborhood somewhere.
Yeah, he walked back to the bar, and I was hanging out the side doors, puking all over some lawn. Yeah, that was bad news there.
Good times.
I remember when we played the IROC with Primer 55 and Relative Ash.
Yeah, that was cool.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun show.
I remember one of the opening bands, maybe the only, I can't remember, E-Town Concrete, played the IROC too.
Yeah.
That was just sweet because I would have went there just to see them guys.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
Oh, shit.
Especially the first time they came to Michigan, they played in Lincoln Park, and they didn't even get to perform because the show got raided by the cops like 3 bands before they went on stage.
Damn.
Remember Vent?
Yeah, it sounds...
They were on stage when the cops kicked the door in because there was too many people in the building.
Oh, come on.
And there was this little
Fire
tiny
hazard.
place, man. Yeah, and the cops come in and was like, cut the music. Everybody's got to go. And I remember the lead singer, E-Town, threw a chair across the room and hit the soundboard with it because he was pissed. He was a big dude, too. Right, you drive all the way from Jersey to Michigan and don't get to perform.
Cops shut you down 3 bands before. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like the shit we did when we were 18 years old playing in a band. Yeah. We had some fun times, man. We did some dumb shit.
Never thought about running for governor, though.
No. No, that was one thing we never did. Can you even run for governor at that age? Can you run for any public office at that age?
Well, according to Kansas's law, which they don't have any about it,
The state of Kansas?
the state of Kansas, there is no restriction. There's no restriction on qualifications for running for governor. And there are currently 6 teenagers ranging from 16 to 18 that have filed paperwork to run for governor.
Teenagers. We're talking high school students.
High school students. Only one of them, to my knowledge, is old enough to actually vote out of the 6.
So who's he voting for?
Hopefully himself. I mean, so what? Let's see. There's Jack Bergenson, who was the first to file paperwork to run. He's 16 years old. He's running as a Democrat. There's Aaron Coleman, who's 17 years old, running under the Green Party. A Joseph Tatura Jr., who's 16, Republican. I'm going to mess up this last name. Tyler Rusich, he's 17, running as a Republican. Dominic Scarvazzo, he's 17, running as a Republican. And then Ethan Rendelis, 18, running as Libertarian. It's kind of shaken up the whole...
Okay, so they apply to run for governor.
They filed their paperwork. They're
on the ballot. They're all running.
I would assume
you can vote for any one of these 6 kids.
Yeah, and this is this November coming up.
The state of Kansas.
The state of Kansas. If you were a Kansas resident, you can vote for these children.
Yeah, what do you know at 16?
Well, I mean, they might be able to run a campaign at that age with Snapchat and Instagram.
Yeah.
I could back that up.
Yeah, absolutely. Until the Russians hack their account. I'm kidding. But what do you know? You only know what's been told to you. There's no life
not a lot of
experience at
real world.
fucking 16.
Not a rubber meets the road type
No.
of...
No. The Joseph Bergenson, wonderful quote. I really enjoy. Let's see. He said, I may be too young to vote, but I'm not too young to see the problems in Kansas that the government should, but is not working to fix. I'm a Kansas resident and a student before I'm a politician, which has inspired me to run for office, to make changes for the people like me, who want the best for Kansas.
Is Kansas a lot of farmland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
a plain state. Bible Belt.
All right. So we're looking at a population of...
No, there's a good chunk of people there.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, to take the initiative at 16 to 18, I mean, to the listeners out there, how many times were you like, yep, I'm putting together a government fucking, like, I'm running for office. Any office that's outside of your school.
I wonder how many of them are actually taxpayers.
They could have a job.
Or are their mom and dad still claiming them on their taxes?
Oh, I guarantee you the parents are claiming them until they're 18, but, like, they could have a job at, like, Hot Topic or fucking...
So the libertarian's on his own because he's the only one that's actually 18?
He's a strong, independent man.
Yeah. I'm claiming myself. You guys don't know what taxation is theft. What do you know?
But, oh, that's interesting. And then they got...
Now, I'm sure there's adults running against it.
oh, guaranteed.
Right. So we're looking at a ballot of probably 5 to 6 on each.
True, but I mean, like,
Political
how many
party.
18-year-olds that are, like, first-time voters are like, fuck yeah, I'm voting for that kid. Just to show the old people,
Yeah.
like, yeah, give them a chance.
Hey, I'm 18 too.
I don't know.
You know?
I use
I'll vote for
Snapchat.
you.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
That's right.
Hashtag vote for me.
So what is the state of Kansas doing about it?
Well,
They're allowing it to happen.
they have
obviously,
to because there's no current laws.
Okay.
There is a representative who put a bill in motion to make it to where they have to be at least 18 years old to run for office.
Okay.
But I don't know, even if that does pass, even though if they filed their paperwork, do they get grandfathered in?
You would think so. I mean, the 18-year-old thing that they're trying to push through does make sense as far as, I mean, unless you're an emancipated youth, technically 18 is when you can legally sign documents.
Right.
Become an actual
Can you
quote-unquote
legally sign
adult.
something into law if you can't legally sign paperwork?
That is a valid point.
That is
Well,
interesting as
it-
hell. I didn't think about that aspect of
I mean,
it.
maybe if a 16-year-old was to get elected, he would emancipate from his parents that would allow him to. I'm sure politically there would be a way around it.
At least before he swears in, right?
Right.
But does he
Or I
still
don't
live
know.
with his parents, or does he get to move into the governor's mansion?
Dude, you have no idea. My mind just blew like that thought.
You blew an actuator.
The new one will be here next week. How could you write and sign a law into effect if you yourself aren't old enough?
To be held
Accountable, pretty
if you
much.
sign a legal document.
I mean, what if he still has a learner's permit? I mean, yeah, he's going to be driving around in a limo, but
In Kansas?
This is fucking crazy. We need
isn't
to
it?
follow along with this.
oh, it was
Sorry,
definitely
Kansas.
something to keep track of throughout the show.
Carry on my wayward son.
I mean, we got all summer to follow this story because they don't vote till November. So
November 6th.
this could play out to where none of these kids are even on the ballot by the
Right, right.
time.
They could drop
They probably
out,
have to
yeah.
get on the ballot. Is this to get on the ballot?
They filed paperwork to run. I don't know what it
What
takes
that all
to
entails, yeah.
make the finals, if you will. I haven't looked into the Kansas
State legislature.
Are we due?
legislation.
We're due for governor this year, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Snyder's retiring.
2018
Or
is a
stepping
big,
down. Yeah.
governor, a lot of politics.
Right.
I wonder how if we could, one of us could get on real quick.
If you got the money to
Just
file,
do it for the show.
You guys got
people against
Right?
you
people
guys got
platform.
10 episodes of stuff of dirty laundry.
Hey,
Hey,
yeah, they're
got
gonna
nothing-
find way worse if they want to
Oh,
on
yeah.
me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, come on.
I got nothing to hide.
Yeah, shit, like it or not, it happened. So I'm not gonna run from it. But I'm also not 16 years
That's
old.
true. I mean,
Right.
that's a hell of a first job.
Given it, I can imagine one of them guys I don't know, pick the whitest name that was there, giving a speech, and his voice cracks.
So I'm going to make this state
going
better.
through puberty in an interview on CNN.
He's got the dirt stash and pimples.
Right.
I can get you the hookup at McDonald's.
I'm having a campaign party at the roller rink. Come on down.
Thanks, Aaron Coleman. I'll appreciate that. That roller rink sounds fun.
That's so crazy. These kids are running for governor.
Yeah, I think it's great.
It's excellent that they're involved.
Oh yeah. They from what they
Paying
sound,
attention.
they want to make a change.
Yeah.
And I think they'll get the youth vote.
Something like that could only happen in one of those states like Kansas.
I don't know. It could happen anywhere.
No.
So it couldn't happen in New York.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't. Governor of New York?
I mean, if the
You're
laws...
talking about New York City runs the state of New York.
This is true. But if this... I haven't looked up New York state laws on requirements to run. But if they didn't have any, like Kansas, and some 16-year-old's like, fuck it. And he made a viral campaign, which would be easier than most adults trying to do it because they grew up with this.
Right.
You don't think he could sway the youth vote?
Okay, I'll say that I think he could sway, he or she, people kind,
Z or Zer.
Z or Zer could win the governor run in any state via viral social media,
It would be
the
easier
young
for 'em
vote.
'cause it's what they
Absolutely.
know.
But the job would swallow them whole in a
Oh,
week.
yeah, it would kill him. It would crush him.
To where their handlers would basically be the governor, which then becomes a very dangerous scenario. Because
power
now you
behind the
have a
throne type of
group
thing.
of people deciding this kid's.
But what if his group is other kids? What if his, like, I'm bringing on as my assistant as my buddy Jeff? He's captain of the football team. He does good work. Now, the captain of the basketball team, not a big fan, but
Right.
we're bringing him in as Secretary of the Interior.
I was just going to say Secretary of the Interior has got to be a main focus here.
I don't know. I would like to follow this,
You know,
either
So-
on the show or off the show.
This
but,
is New York.
okay.
I mean, you guys can cut this out.
No.
Bring it on.
But so the total male population is a little over 9 million. Total female, a little over 10 million. Now, in the age range
The state of New York
state
is
of
what we're
New
talking
York,
about. Okay.
New York State. So in the age range of 18 to 19, you're looking at 292,000 males, 280,000 females. So
All
you're
right, so
looking
that's
at
not really a
little
drop
over
in the bucket there.
500,000 people. That's at the 18 to 19. That's minimum.
Post high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get now when you go to 20 to 24, which how much do you think a 20-year-old is going to vote for a 16-year-old? I don't know.
Yeah, they might.
Depends. You know.
Depends on their outlook.
But then like those numbers triple. So that's another 700,000 for men, another 700,000 for female. So from 18 to
So
24,
definitely like
you're looking
1.25 million.
That's closer to 2.
Closer to 2.
Yep.
Total.
Right, but then there's I'd say once you get over the age of 24, who's going to vote for a
No one's going to vote for
So
a kid.
10% of the population of the state of New York is between 18 to 24 years old?
So yeah, so if the ish, almost 20.
Right.
And that was what did I just
You
say?
said 2 million.
2.
That's 10% of the population is 18 to 24.
That could
that-
possibly get that
Fuck
vote.
yeah. That's a lot of votes.
Oh, yeah. And then you got to consider how many people actually vote.
There you go. But if it's one of their own, the chances of them turning out are probably a little
little bit
greater.
better, oh, yeah.
You know.
I don't know. I'd have to look up Kansas stuff.
That's what I
but
was just thinking.
still, I mean, kudos to these kids. Taking the initiative and being like, yeah. Even if they're not really taking it that serious.
That's a PDF. No, thank you.
They could take it serious enough to like make a name for themselves and then, 2 years from now try it again or what
Right.
have you.
But it's at least enough.
Mayor or something.
City council.
City council.
Whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
But they're getting involved.
And that's the big part.
Or are they? Or how many of them are looking at it like, oh, I see how this game's played. This is like easy money.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. There's a lot of money in politics.
But you got to think,
so-
like,
Usually,
I don't know who
usually
the
that
current governor
youthful,
is.
you're a little more altruistic,
Agreed.
which means I think some of the things that you might think work or what you know, you're a little altruistic, and that's not really how the real world works.
Right.
Yeah, they
sometimes.
don't actually have the experience of like, oh, people are assholes.
Yeah, you're still inside a certain bubble at that age. No
But-
matter how mature you are, you're still inside that bubble at that age.
You got to think, though, the 40 to 60-year-old who's running against them is going to be like, fuck, how am I going to get the youth vote?
Well, yeah. I mean, but then you got that 60-year-old guy who's saying, "Oh, well, when I ran the water department,
Yeah,
this
but
is
that's
how
true.
I." And those
When I
young
actually
kids
had a
are,
real job.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if there's any kind of debate between a 17-year-old and a 60-year-old, and the 60-year-old has experience, and he's like, "Tell me, son, how would, or
Right,
tell me whatever, how would you solve this
Tell me,
problem?"
sir.
Yeah,
Zero.
But what if on the off chance that kid just schools him?
Yeah, that's part of the problem. That you've
And just
been there
bam,
for
bam,
so
bam.
long.
And you haven't done nothing. You've been in there 8 years. You voted on 3 things. You've done this. You've done that. But you haven't done this. You've ignored this. And that guy's just like,
The most impressive part of that would be if that student, that young person, learned all that information on their own.
This is true.
If it wasn't a group of people behind them whispering facts
Feeding
and
in, like,
writing
this
their
is your
shit
topic,
for them,
you
right?
know.
If that kid took the time to learn all that shit on their own and they were that serious about winning, I'm
And there's only
100%
one-
behind
There's
it.
only one libertarian running.
That's
there,
true.
And he's 18. He's the oldest.
That's interesting to me. It's
I don't know.
good for those kids. I'm going to keep track of this.
Yeah, we should definitely tag that story.
But I will say for the folks listening, look around. There's stuff that's not in the news that's very interesting.
Mhm.
And we try to bring you what we can. But if there's something that you guys have found that you're like, oh my God, look at this, bring it up on our social media. Hit us up. We'll talk about it.
We answer email.
We do.
We look at Facebook. We're running a campaign, if you will.
If you will.
You could hit us up on one of the 4 billion websites there are in
4
circulation
billion.
these days, as opposed to 25 years ago.
This is true.
What was it? What was that number?
Oh,
25 years ago, there was what?
In 1993, there were only 623 websites. It's true. In 1991, there was only one.
Juan?
Uno.
There was Juan website?
One.
Juan website?
One website. But in 1993, there was 623.
Was it like www.one.com?
It's probably Google. Not sure what the first website was.
623 in 93.
And then 25 years later, there's over 4 billion.
We should do some research on how many of those sites were porn.
Well, I will point out that currently there's over 75% dormant websites. It's mainly like placeholders for domain names.
JebBush.com.
I think Trump still owns that
Yeah.
one.
Well, I would hope
Not
so.
letting that go.
No, hell no.
No.
He's
But,
probably trying to buy more of them.
It says here the first webpage went live on August 6, 1991. It was dedicated to information on the World Wide Web project. It was made by Tim Berners-Lee. Here's the cool thing. It ran on a computer from CERN.
Oh, CERN is amazing.
Wow.
That's how they got kicked off.
91.
First web page address was info.cern.ch.
Huh. I thought it was... So it wasn't algore.com?
It wasn't. Al Gore did. He might have invented it, but it wasn't his website.
Okay.
Isn't his middle name CERN or something?
Yeah, let's do that real quick here. We had to dip into the second 6-pack of the night because we've been having too much fun.
That's what happens when we have a guest.
Yeah, the other one we went with was Bells again.
Oh, wonderful company.
Winter White Ale, a Belgian-inspired wheat ale. It's pretty good stuff. And Jay, you want to
Do the honors.
cue your honors there?
Bell's Winter White is a bright alternative to dark and heavy winter seasonal beers. The stylish and refreshing wheat ale is fermented with Belgian yeast, yielding a mix of clove and fruity aromas without the use of any spices. An ideal beer for embracing the winter.
And I picked it up because I felt it was fitting for the 13 inches of snow we got in the last 36 hours that I shoveled again and again and again. So, yeah, shout out to Bells again. I think this is like the third or fourth time we've dipped into your
I think
products,
the
man. Third, yeah.
They do good business. I'm not going to lie. They
Yeah.
have tasty products. This one, you can definitely taste the clove.
I'm into it. I
No,
like
it's not
this.
bad, though.
It's going down a lot smoother just because we had the other, Motor City
we're-
Brewing Works.
we're
But
couple in on these. But
It's hard not to get excited. Chris is in the house, man.
This is true.
Great Scott. Great
Nice.
Scott. 1.21 gigawatts.
Yeah.
And we're about to go back to the future.
again,
So we will, I think we'll wrap things up there.
I think it's a good point.
Chris, did you
Yeah,
have fun?
thanks for having me
Yeah,
on.
absolutely,
Sitting
man.
here,
Glad to have you.
It was fun.
Yeah. We'll see you in episode 15, right?
I'll
Oh,
be sitting
yeah.
here,
All right.
whether it's on the mic or not. I want to hear that one.
You want to be here for it? That's cool, man. Get the early dibs
I'll
on
bring
that show.
That's right, folks. He's that
I'll bring the dry erase
intrigued
board
and excited about
some
it.
aluminum
And you
foil.
should be too.
Episode 15 is going to be epic, no matter what we do.
Oh, we're going to change your
Pass or
whole
fail.
perspective on things.
Pass or fail.
Do yourself a favor.
And
go
those things
watch
could be like
Cyborg.
us. Could be life. We don't know.
Shout out to Van Dam, Cyborg. Pizza Stories coming soon.
JCVD.
People Against People. Don't forget it.
Oh, don't forget it ever.
And don't poke us in the belly, whatever
If
you
see
do.
us in public. It's frowned upon.
Anybody in Kansas, check out these kids.
Let us know what's going on. And you
Yeah.
might have the front seat view of this.
Keep us posted on any forums they do out throughout the summer there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to follow along from the outside, looking in. This has been
Okay.
fun. Episode 12 in the books. Chris, thanks again.
Thank you.
Oh,
I didn't grow up in a corner house though.
well, we won't hold that against you.
That's all right. You spent
I mean-
time at my house, at
Oh.
their house. Yeah,
sure.
there was enough time spent to wait. Come back in the summertime when there's not a bunch of snow on the ground. We got the door open,
There you go.
and we'll definitely have some fun over here on the corner with all the traffic from the neighbors and the cars and everything that goes on in the background. You know,
Fireworks.
fireworks.
But again, to our listeners, a huge thank you for coming back each time. We appreciate it. If you have any ideas or comments, questions, drop us a line. Facebook, Instagram.
That includes you, Chris.
That does include you, Chris.
Oh yeah, I'm on it.
You're one of our most prominent posters. I will thank you for that too.
And
Sorry. Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, don't apologize.
right, yeah, right. That's the last thing
Just
you do
sitting
over
here.
here.
Just chilling out.
Before we leave, I just want to say hi to the neighbors. They just walked in the door.
How's it going?
Hey, what's going on?
And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks a lot.
See ya.